Hey everyone, today I have a bodyweight HIIT workout for you that is going to take you a little over 20 minutes to complete. This workout is broken up into 3 mini circuits, so if you're someone who gets easily bored while you're working out, then this is the routine for you because each circuit has different exercises, so we're constantly changing. For each circuit, I'm going to give you 3 exercises and you're going to go through them 3 times using an interval structure of 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. At the end of each of those 3 rounds though, instead of giving you 10 seconds to rest, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to rest because I want you to have enough time to recover that you can really give it your all when we're in the exercises. After each circuit, I'm going to give you a full 60 seconds to recover, and during that time, I will show you a preview of the exercises to come, and I will also show you how to modify them in case you're looking for a lower impact or slightly gentler option. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand and always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have 2 warm-ups on my channel that I'll link to below. I also have a guided cool down that I highly recommend after you're done with this workout. If you're new to my channel, I don't play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever you like. So if you don't have a playlist or a TV show queued up, you might want to get that going. And with all that said, I'm going to give you a preview of the first 3 exercises. This first mini circuit is very much lower body focused. We are going to start with a little combo. It's a lunge hop to a jump lunge. So find your split stance lunge position. You're going to give me a little hop, switch feet midair, give me a little hop on the other side. Try to keep a steady, even rhythm the whole time. So the goal is to go the entire 30 seconds continuously moving. If you need to modify, take out the jumps, just do those pulses and the alternating back step. And if you do need to pause, try to pause in a lunge rather than just standing and shaking out the legs altogether. Easier said than done as we get to those next 2 rounds. Last couple seconds. 10 seconds to rest. You're going to make your way down to the floor in a bear plank position. So that means knees bent and stacked under the hips, hovering a couple inches off the floor, hands stacked under shoulders. From here, you're going to twist, kicking one leg through, bring the opposite hand to touch that foot if joint mobility allows. If you do not have the flexibility to touch your foot, don't worry about that, okay? Still do the kick through, but just kind of lift your arm up. After you do that kick, I want you to return to that stacked bear plank. So notice I'm not piking my butt up to the ceiling. It remains at shoulder height every time I return to that bear plank. 10 seconds to rest. We are going to come into a jump squat, adding in a lateral kick, and we'll just alternate sides with that kick. So 1 jump squat, kick that leg up and out to the side, land back low in a squat, and then same thing, other side. Don't worry about how high you get your leg. If you have tight hips, it might not be very high at all, and that is okay. If your hips and groin area are really tight and the kick is just not happening for you, 2 options. 1, just bend your knee and crunch your knee up towards your shoulder, or kick out in front of you instead of up and to the side. Okay, now I'm going to give you a full 30 seconds to recover before we repeat that. You got 2 more times through that. In my opinion, this first mini circuit is the hardest of the 3. So if that makes you feel any better, I think we're getting the worst one out of the way first. Not that the next 2 are smooth sailing, but a little nicer. All right, start making your way back into that split stance lunge position. We're going to start at the top. You have 30 seconds of the lunge hop to jump lunge. Keep those modifications in mind, okay? Especially as we get to that last round, your legs should be on fire. I want this to really challenge you. It should be hard to stay in it the whole 30 seconds. Notice when I land in that lunge, my back knee isn't hitting the floor, but I'm coming pretty low in that, okay? So think low lunge, weight is in that front heel and you're driving off of that front heel. Oop, I'm burning out. Almost there, last few seconds. 10 seconds to rest. So the rest is quick. It's really just enough time to transition to the next move. Let's find that bear plank position. Twist as you kick one leg through, opposite fingers, tap opposite toes. I'm a little limited because I'm trying to stay in frame for the video without kicking my couch. So pay more attention to the form on the one kicking towards you. The one away is a little cramped. Ten more seconds to go. Ten seconds to rest. Make your way back up to standing. We got that jump squat with that alternating lateral kick. I want the jump squat to be explosive, okay? So really drive off those legs and then kick up. Drive off, land, kick up. If these start to get to be too much, take out the jump squat, just stand and then sink back down low. Oh man, I'm struggling. Final few seconds. Okay, another 30 seconds to rest. We just have to go through that one final time. Okay, start making your way into that split stance lunge position. We're going to start at the top. Last time you see these exercises, okay? You got new moves and a whole new circuit after this time through. Let's go, 30 seconds. Hop, switch, hop, switch. When you do that lunge hop, you do not need to get a lot of air, okay? It's just a little hop up and down, staying pretty low, and then you switch in the air. If it's too much, just give me a pulse instead of that lunge hop. You got it. Notice I'm using my arms to help me out, so they are driving back and forward. Core is active, and I have a slight lean forward with my torso just to help me stay out of that back hip flexor. Ten seconds to rest. All right, make your way down to the floor in that bear plank position. If this one gets to be too much, try to take active pauses. So hold in the bear plank. Try not to ever drop your knees down to the floor. I care more about form than I do about how many reps you get in. I want continuous movement, but I want it to be quality reps. Almost there. Try to get in one more rep to each side. Okay, 10 seconds to rest. Make your way back to your feet. Squat jump with that alternating side kick. Let's go. So when you sink down low in that squat, weight is in your heels, butt and hips slide down and back. You hinge forward with the torso, but you don't hunch. So your chest stays broad. Think of kind of sliding your shoulder blades down your back. Ten seconds to go. You got this. Oh, come on. I'm quitting. Don't do it. Get one more in. Oh, and shake it out. I'm going to show you a preview of the next 3 exercises now. second circuit is more core and upper body focused. We're going to start in a plank position and start with your feet wide. You're going to jack them in, out, and then I want you to do the toe touch when your feet are wide. So a little weird, but just start with them wide and it should work out from there. 2 jacks and then hand to opposite toe each side. When you do those jacks, you're keeping your hips right about shoulder height. And when you do the reach, I want you to push off the hand that's staying on the floor as if you're coming into a down dog. Ten seconds to rest. We're going to take this into surfer get-ups, one of my favorite exercises. It's kind of like the bottom half of a burpee. Start in a low squat with one foot in front of the other. Hands to the floor. You're lowering your chest to the ground, and then you're pushing off, land with the other foot in front. So it really is like you're laying on a surfboard, and then you are popping up to catch a wave, hence the name of the exercise. Now, if these are a little too much or you notice that all the pressure is going in your low back, drop your knees to the floor before you lower yourself down and keep your knees on the floor as you push your chest up and then come to your toes. Ten seconds to rest. We are going to come into bicycle crunch sit-ups. So we're going to start laying on our back. Elbows wide, fingers by our ears, legs are at a hover. And then as you sit up, coming to balance on your tailbone, you bring opposite elbow to opposite knee. Now, if you can, when you extend back out, you're still keeping your legs hovering and your upper shoulder blades never rest on the floor. So you really just come to a hollow body hold and then sit up and twist from there. You got under 10 seconds to go. Okay, now you get 30 seconds to rest. You are done with the first round. We have 2 more times through that. My dog is not very respectful of me trying to film a workout. Let's start making our way back to that high plank position, hands stacked under shoulders. Feet start wide as your mat, and then jack them in, out, and then do that toe tap from there. If you have tight hamstrings and or tight shoulders, you might not be able to get your hand all the way to touch the foot. That is absolutely fine if you're not making physical contact. Just reach as best you can. I want you to keep the legs straight, but if having a slight bend to the knees when you do that reach helps you, then that is okay too. 10 seconds to rest. Surfer get-ups coming up. So we'll start in that low squat position, one foot in front of the other at a slight angle. And then from here, it's like the bottom half of a burpee. Land with your other foot in front. So when you push off the ground, I want you to make sure you're keeping your core really active. So think of knitting your ribs together and drawing the navel towards the spine. You have just about 10 seconds to go. Can you get in 1, maybe 2 more reps? And 10 seconds to rest. So we're going to flip onto our backs now. We are going into those bicycle crunch sit-ups. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. I don't want you pulling on your head. So instead of thinking elbow to knee, I want you to think more opposite shoulder to knee. So the twist really comes through the torso. You're not just bringing your arm around. Make sure you're not holding your breath as you do this. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you sit up and twist. "30 seconds to rest." We are going to go through those exercises just one more time, and then you'll be done with circuit number 2. Let's start making our way into that high plank position. Plank jacks, hand to foot. Jack in, out, in, out. When your feet are wide, bring opposite hand to tap opposite foot. If either part of this exercise is not working for you, you could always do just the plank jacks or just the reach. Final few seconds here. And 10 seconds to rest. All right, last time you're going to see surfer get-ups. Let's make our way to our feet. Low squat position, one foot staggered in front of the other. Hands to the floor. And lower down, abs staying tight. Abs staying tight and your glutes are active. Your glutes are part of your core. So when you're lowering and lifting off, glutes are active, drawing the navel towards the spine. Ten seconds to rest. Okay, flip onto your back. We have those bicycle crunch sit-ups. If the sit-up is too much, just give me regular bicycle crunches where you keep your low back on the floor the whole time. I want you to notice as you lower into sort of that hollow body hold, are you closing your chin to your chest? I don't want you to, okay? So think long neck, chin stays off of chest stays broad, so we're sort of sliding the shoulder blades down our back. Final few seconds. All right, 60 seconds to recover while I show you the exercises in our final circuit. Final circuit, let's go. So we're gonna start with surrender squat jumps. So I want you to roll your shoulder blades down your back, open up through the chest, hands by the ears, elbows wide. And then from here you squat down, go right, left, squat jump, and then switch the lead leg, okay? So you lead with the opposite one every time. Now, I really want you to focus on keeping your chest open, but without puffing out through your rib cage. So when we take this position with the upper body, what tends to happen is we then dump into the low back and disengage through our front abdominals. So you got to knit the ribs together. Ten seconds to rest. All right, we're going to make our way down to our stomach for swimmer flutter kicks. And while we're fluttering the legs, we're going to do a reach and pull with the upper body. So lay down, draw your belly button towards your spine, little flutter kick with the legs as you reach your arms to a hover and then pull those elbows back. Now, I don't want you to hyperextend through the low back, so it's very important that your front abdominals stay engaged. Pull your belly button in towards the spine. Now notice, are your legs super far apart? Can you bring your feet in a little closer to each other and you'll feel the glutes light up when you do that. Now notice my neck is staying neutral, so I'm not craning my head to look at the wall in front of me. 10 seconds to rest. Okay, we got a little jumping jack combo. It's 2 jumping jacks, 2 squat jacks. If the squat jacks are too much though, just give me regular jumping jacks. Let's go. So it's 1, 2, then get low, hit the floor, low, hit the floor. If you can, I want you to actually touch the ground, okay? And you're not getting low by rounding through your upper body and hunching forward. You're touching the ground because that's how low you're getting through the legs. So you got to send your butt and hips down and back. Weight is in the heels. Final few seconds. Let's get that heart rate up. Go, go, go. Okay, you have 30 seconds to rest and then we'll start from the top. Now with this first exercise coming up, the surrender squat jumps, I really want you to try to keep the upper body position that I have with the elbows wide. We're working on that opening of the chest and the engaging of the upper back. And then we're going to kind of take that right into the next exercise. So we're sort of doing the same thing when we go down to the floor for those swimmer kicks. All right, let's get into position. Roll those shoulder blades back, but knit your ribs together.
Gosh, Pickles just does not give an F that I'm trying to film a workout. Oh, and there she goes under the couch. Remember, you are alternating your lead foot every time you do this. Come up into that low squat and then explosive jump up. I want to see power. Ten seconds to rest. Make your way down to the floor. And again, it's that same opening through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together, sliding them down our back. Abs in tight. Lift your feet off the floor. Flutter kick those feet as your arms extend out to a hover and then draw those elbows back. Good, sort of cactusing the arms back. Now, you don't have to be super high off the ground. Remember, I don't want you dumping into that low back. So my feet are just a few inches off the floor and my hands are really just hovering because I have tight shoulders. So don't feel like you have to bring your body into this super exaggerated U shape. I care more that you're protecting that low back. 10 seconds to rest. All right, make your way to your feet. We got 2 jumping jacks, 2 squat jacks. Let's go. We jack wide, wide, and then low, low. When you are doing the jumping jacks, I want you to stay active through your glutes. So I want you to almost think of slightly spiraling your thighs outward and not locking out the knees when you jump your legs wide. "30 seconds to rest." Okay, final time through the circuit coming up, and then you are done with this 20-ish minute HIIT workout. All right, let's get ready for those surrender squat jumps. Elbows wide. We're not pulling on our neck, so fingers are just lightly by the ears. Feet about hips width or shoulder widths apart. And we lower down, we step up, and then an explosive squat jump. So I don't care about how many reps you get in. Every time you do that squat jump, I want it to be explosive. How high up can you get? I want you to get air. And you're landing softly, and by softly, I mean you don't land with straight legs. You land and sink right back down into that low squat position. Final few seconds, maybe you get one more rep in. Ten seconds to rest. We are done with that exercise. 2 to go, 2 work intervals, and then you are done. Make your way to the floor. Laying down, you're going to draw the belly button towards the spine, squeeze your seat, pull the feet in close together. They don't need to be touching, but I want them to stay about hips width apart. And we do that little flutter kick as we reach and pull. As we pull, you're engaging through the lats. So that's the area of your back, kind of under your armpits. So picture your shoulder blades are sliding together and down your spine as those elbows draw back. Keep a neutral neck, so your gaze is kind of at the floor a little in front of you. Ten seconds to rest. Final exercise coming up. Two jumping jacks, two squat jacks. Let's go. This is your final 30 seconds. So I want you to push through the entire interval, okay? If you need to modify by taking out the jacks, or the squat jacks, I should say, that is fine. But I want continuous movement, continuous work right to the end. You're over halfway. You got this. Last few seconds. Don't stop till you hear those beeps. Almost there. Awesome job. That is your workout.
Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, you know the drill. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to do a few more workouts using this same structure, just with some different equipment. But if you don't like this structure, don't worry. After this, I'm going to do some workouts that are lower impact for anyone looking for that kind of sweat. So I will see you next week with another one of these using resistance bands.